Welcome back, folks. This is episode 45, New York deductions we're going to get into tonight, and I am excited. But before we get into that, how you doing, Walt?
I'm good. I'm good and excited. My Dolphins are on a little winning streak.
Oh, I meant to bring that up. They have a streak. They got to win. They're on a winning streak.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Is Tua still the quarterback?
Yeah, he came back and they started winning, and so he's been playing pretty good.
Oh,
But look, we play in Green Bay on Thursday, Thanksgiving. It's a cold weather game, and
So-
that's been his downfall. Yeah, he hasn't won. I don't think he's won a cold weather game yet.
What college did he go to?
Alabama,
They get coldish there, no?
some weather,
Little
but
bit.
not like Green
Not
Bay.
Green Bay. Yeah, no, not Green Bay. That's for sure. That's
Yeah.
true.
So we will see, man.
Ooh. So that'll be a good game to watch on Thanksgiving. It's on Thanksgiving Day.
Yep, Thanksgiving Day.
No doubt. No
Yeah.
doubt. Hopefully, I get to peep that.
Yeah, man. So what about you?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, one, they released Daniel Jones. Thank the
Yeah.
Lord. Giant fans had spoken. And honestly, I thought they benched him. So I didn't actually look up. I didn't fact check, right?
Yeah.
Did they did release him?
They
You're saying?
did release him. He's now a free agent. He cleared waivers
Oh.
because if somebody would have picked him up, they would have had to pay his contract. So
Oh.
everybody's now not paying that. We released him.
Oh, no.
I think people are really. It's been all over ESPN and the different sports networks and stuff like that. People have been really dragging the organization, man, the Giants organization.
Really?
Yeah, they're saying how they pay for him and they let Saquon walk.
But see, I don't know, but wasn't it in 2 different years? Didn't they sign Daniel Jones the year before Saquon came up for free agency?
I think they were supposed to both sign on like in the same year, and then
They went for Daniel Jones instead of Saquon in the same year?
I think you're right. It might have been a year apart or so.
Because I'll give them a little leeway. If it was a year apart, they had I don't know, man. Look,
But look, you knew that you were going to have to do it either way, so you knew it was coming down the pipeline.
I wouldn't have signed Daniel Jones either. But anywho, that happened with the Giants, and then DeVito got smashed this past weekend.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, look, maybe they're going for that first pick. What did catch my eye are some breaking news. I don't know if you heard about it yet. I don't know how breaking this is, but Drake filed a lawsuit. Did you see that?
What's wrong?
It's not going to be breaking news when this episode airs, but it's still talk worthy. Really, dude?
I'm like,
that does not
man,
help your credibility on any street, any boardroom, or anything.
Like-
Maybe in a lawyer's boardroom, but
I'm like, for
Like-
real, for you to say that, I'm gonna sue because you guys like are really trying to put his music out there over mine.
you got bots involved. Yeah, doesn't everybody do that? Isn't that how
Well-
everybody gets their followers and their streams up and all the
But
things up?
Drake can't talk because I think he sampled Tupac's voice. He used AI to add Tupac to one of his songs that he did the diss.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He did.
Come on.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't dude, what is you crying about? Come on. And then, you know what?
Lord
It may just be
gosh.
relevancy again, because guess what? He became irrelevant. And Drake can't even do that. Like, people were still his Drake fan after.
He was still rapping.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's what I'm saying. People still rock with him. So why? I don't know. He must have noticed some disrespect to them.
I don't know, bro.
He can't move the same out there. You know what I mean?
No, it's not that, bro.
Because why would you do this? What it possess you to do? But anywho, that was like, I just caught out, and I found it by accident. I'm doing my research, and it popped up. I was like, Drake did what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah. Anywho, let's go ahead and get into pay news, man, before we get into the meat and potatoes.
All right, let's do it. All right, so I have an article from LevyRatner.com, and it's talking about the reality of employers cheating employees out of proper wages in New York. It's a very interesting article. I suggest that you read it, or we will have the link in the show notes.
No
Well,
doubt.
the article highlights the prevalence of wage theft in New York that affects over 2 million workers annually. And with the losses, I think
Wow.
it totals in the billions, like 3.2 billion. Well,
Wow.
and common forms of this wage theft include unpaid overtime, minimum wage violations, and our topic today, illegal deductions. The New York Wage,
Perfect.
the New York Wage Theft Prevention Act, WTPA, enforces measures like detailed wage statements, record keeping requirements, and penalties for violations to deter such practices. But unfortunately, it still goes on based on the stats that says that 2.1 million New York workers are impacted annually. So I suggest if you're an
Wow.
employee, even if you're a professional that is in HR or payroll and you're listening to this episode, give this article a read and let me know your thoughts on it.
Wow. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, bro. What you got?
I almost forgot mine. Hey, I was about to jump into the pay the bill. But so mine is performance season is coming up. Reviews, annual performance reviews might be coming up for some now. Some folk, and there's no rhyme or reason, folks, by the way, when people do, because you could do a fiscal year, you could do it calendar year, anywho, but enough that Forbes dropped an article for tips for employees to keep in mind as they go through a performance review, right? Like always, the link will be in the show notes. You can read the full article. I'm just gonna the highlights of it. They shared 3 quick tips to bring down some of that stress. Okay. And one is look at the whole year. Remember that the review is reflective of the past 12 months, is the preceding 12 months from whenever that review is, right? So it's not like the last week and that day and, oh my God, I had a crappy week, my review's up. No, it's a whole year, right? So keep that in mind holistically, the highs, the lows, the in-betweens. It can help you put together self-assessment of the time frame, and try to be honest with yourself about it so that you walk in there prepared for the worst, right? Number 2 is review past reviews, right? If you've been at a company you've been there for a little while and you have a history, then look at your past reviews and then, right, use that as notes, prepare. Did you hit the goals from the last review that you set in this next? Because that could be good to bring up. Wait a minute, my last review, we hit these goals. I hit all those goals. Yeah, I had a rough couple months, but I hit all the goals from the last year. Number 3 is prepare ahead of time. Jotting down notes in advance can help you with the self-assessment and feel less overwhelmed at review times. One of the things that I'll add to this, because I've said in the past on the show, is we should keep, and I don't know if I do it yet either. Anywho, I'm probably still a victim of my own advice here, but try to keep a running log of what you do week to week, meaning not daily tedious things, but oh my gosh, I did this, the accomplishments that happened during the year. Keep the notes in real time. Because it's so hard to look back. It's so hard to look back at the 12 months. Like they said, look back at the 12 months. What had I had for dinner yesterday? You know what I mean? Like, how am I going to remember 8 months from now, 9 months ago when I did anything? So
It's true.
if you keep some type of log or type it, of course, whatever dates, type a simple spreadsheet or a simple note, something digital with running and dates and things that you can just keep track of, because they are going to quickly forget what you did. And especially if money's involved, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I don't think you did it. And I had that happen to me once. Oh, you had a good year. You didn't have a great year, Brian. And I was like, what? Wait a minute. I implemented a whole module by myself this past. What do you mean I didn't have a good year? I had a great year.
What's that saying?
You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, it's as that old saying goes, right? What have you done for me lately?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
yes.
It's so true, especially in corporate America, but I'm sure it's in other environments as well, right? Yeah, you did a good job 6 months ago, but what have you done for me lately? Now, to the point, I've been told that by a supervisor.
And told what?
What have
you done for me?
Yeah.
The Use Case podcast is where technology vendors get to talk about themselves. And it's a wonderful place for vendors, investors, and practitioners to listen to the story of the solution the features, the benefits, the attributes, etc. And we get to know the CEO or founder during the call, and we also get to know the tech. So subscribe to the Use Case Podcast.
Yeah, but because I made a mistake or something during a payroll, and we were able to fix it, but she wanted to bring this up. And it was just, oh, you did this. I was like, yeah, but I'll always get complimented from our clients. Everybody here loves me. Like, I'm always doing good. I'm always like helping the team, always asking everybody that need help, assistance or whatever. But I made this one mistake, and that's what you're saying in my review. And she used that one mistake to grade me over my whole review. Now, back in the day, I didn't know that I should have fought for that. I should have said, oh, but hey, I should have
rebuttal
and I should have been tracking all my accomplishments and all my accolades that I've done, all the emails and stuff that people have sent regarding me and giving me praise. I didn't know that back then. So
keep them. Yes. Keep the emails. Yes, exactly right. Or what is it? I've had some folks not sign their review because I've been part of HR department at points in my career. Not mine, but I've seen other people at companies like, nope, I'm not signing.
Yep.
I don't agree.
Yep.
So if you do get a poor review, perfect segue, they have a few tips as well. And let's see, it says, make sure you understand the directions given for improvement.
Yep.
And don't be afraid to ask follow-ups even after review has concluded, right? Because somebody like me, it takes me time to process the information. And it may be like, I need to sleep on things. And I might wake up in the morning like, what? Wait a minute. So it says, even if it says sometimes reflecting will lead to more new questions, and you should not hesitate to be upfront about asking those, even if it's a week after the initial review conversation. Yeah, like we say, speak up for yourselves. Try to speak up, stand up. The squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Yep.
Rebuttals, and there's a better word for it. It's not coming to me, but
rebuttals is good.
Just push back. Yeah, push back on it. And so yeah, those are this one was good. Yeah, too. Also important not to turn the conversation into an argument. If you're too focused on your comeback or counterpoint, you will likely miss the meat of what they're trying to communicate to you, which is what you'll need to improve, says Rosencrantz in the article. They're quoting somebody here. Go look at it. It's in Forbes magazine.
But that statement there,
were, I think, cool, right?
Yeah, that was cool. But that statement there to me sounds almost, and I hate to drag it on here, but I just want to. What that sounds like to me is as if they're rightfully trying to give you critiques to help you improve in that matter, basically be open-minded to receive that instead of pushing back, because that may be the case in some cases, right? The supervisor that's giving you that review may be genuinely trying to help you improve upon your career and your position, right? So just be open to that feedback. Hey, yeah, you did great, but maybe you could speak up a little bit more. Maybe you could be a little bit more responsive in emails or communication, something like that, and whatever. So maybe I just wanted to, for me, that's what it sounded like. And that what you said in that statement.
You're saying it's like a positive experience, whereas if it's a negative one, it might be a little harder to do these things.
Yes.
Is that what I mean? Yeah, it's fair, but still, I guess that's something to gauge it, right?
Yeah.
That's even more of a reason why you don't argue. If it's a negative one, don't argue, because you want to sit back, make note of it, and if you're not ready to respond, don't. Just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to need to think about this a bit. And if I can, let's revisit and I'll respond tomorrow, later, whatever. And the final note tip that it had for employees, it says, seek out a mentor. That is a formal manager or someone who isn't even in your job. Somebody else can be a good sounding board to talk things through with. They have more tips for managers in here and all that, but this is about employees. So
get the right counsel, wise counsel.
Yeah, get the right counsel. Yeah, exactly.
You don't need somebody like saying, let's go jump the boss at the work.
Roll up on them. Yeah, some good tips for there. Again, you could check the show notes for the link. And before we get into the main topic, we got to pay some bills.
Let's do it.
Shout out to Time Track Go. If you're tired of messy timesheets or complicated time clock software, Time Track Go is an intuitive solution that makes managing employees simple and efficient. but don't take our word for it. Customers are given TimeTrack Go a 4.7 efficient rating out of 5, but that is 4.7 out of 5. And that was on Capterra, and they've been awarded badges for best ease of use and best customer support again in 2024. And here's what some of the customers are saying. Great value, best clock in app on the market, great time clock for modern office, intuitive and efficient, simple to use, priced right, and customer support is awesome.
Man, those are all great things, man. Way to go, TimeTrack Go. So to
Yes,
learn
sir.
more about a simply better solution for time tracking, real-time reporting, PTO automation, payroll integrations, and more, visit www.timetrackgo.com. That's TIMETRAK go.com and start your 14-day free trial today. Let's go.
And let's go. All right. So our main topic is New York deductions,
Yeah.
not just illegal ones, but what employees need to be mindful
Mhm.
of and what you should know based on what a great article Walt mentioned in the beginning about all the 2 million New York employees
Annually.
that get robbed of wages annually. Why? Ignorance, mainly. If you don't know, maybe different stuff too.
Some of it is ignorance. Some of it
Okay.
is intentional.
But I'm saying though, if the employee knew all their rights, right,
Yes, okay.
and they could be like, "Hey, whoa."
I meant from the employer view.
Oh yeah.
That's what I meant.
No, yeah. Oh yeah. On the employer side, some of them in intent, right? You're right. Some of them are being malicious, and it is true. Some of them just don't know,
Mhm.
and then the ones that don't know will usually be more willing to fix it. And oh my
Mhm.
gosh, no, sorry, it is an ignorance thing. But you're right. All right, what do you got first,
So,
Frost?
I just have a couple of tips and stats to share with employees and some resources that they can use and reach out to if they think that there's some deductions that
That's
they
a
may have
good
a question,
call out.
right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
look, you want to understand your deductions. 59% of employees report confusion over paycheck details. You and I know that. Almost
Yeah, you hear it all
60%,
the time.
right? Almost 60% have trouble when they review for deductions and review taxes and benefits and garnishments. So we want to make sure that you have a clear understanding and that your employer is presenting that in a way that's understandable for you as well. And don't be afraid to go ask questions. Ask your HR professional, your HRBP, or your payroll pro, someone that can help you walk through the pay stub. Brian has a wonderful story where somebody, I think one of his friends or family, was listening to the show and said, "Hey man, here's my paycheck stub. Look at it."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Hey, lots of people do not understand what's going on. One of the funny stories that we always get is when FICA shows on somebody's taxes. They're like, "What is this? I don't know. Nobody needs
Who's FICA? I don't know
what's
FICA.
the hell is FICA?" So
Who's FICA? Yep.
you want to verify that you have pay statements, right? So mistakes in payroll affect 1 in 4 employees annually. So a quarter of employees are impacted
Good stats.
by payroll errors. Doesn't necessarily mean it's coming from the payroll pros. It could just be payroll error. So it could just be in general. They didn't really break it down as far as what that meant. So you want to regularly compare your stubs to expectations and flag any discrepancies immediately. So if you're supposed to get paid at a different rate, you work a different shift and you're eligible for shift differential, you want to check that rate, right? Because that's a form of the deduction too. It's just a form of the deduction from your wages, right? So if you're supposed to get paid at a weighted average for OT, you know what I'm saying? Because you work between 2 different shifts and they have to blend in the rate for those, you want to make sure that you find out what that is as well. So make sure you flag those discrepancies and question. It's okay to ask questions about your check. And then what just talk about some resources for assistance, right? The New York Department of Labor provides guidance on pay statements. So you can reach out to the DOL in New York, and organizations like Legal Aid offer support for wage disputes. So you can reach out to them, right? You can go file those claims with the Department of Labor, and they will review the labor standards complaint process for you. And they're available in multiple languages. Those forms are. and it can be submitted for unpaid wages withheld, supplements, and other violations as well. So you want to make sure you go ahead and do that. And these links will be included on the show notes. And that's pretty much all I had, Brian.
Hi there, I'm Peter Zollman. I'm a co-host of the Inside Job Boards and Recruitment Marketplaces podcast.
And I'm Stephen Rothberg, and I guess that makes me the other co-host.
Every other week, we're joined by guests from the world's leading job sites.
Together, we analyze news about general, niche, and aggregator job board and recruitment marketplaces sites.
Make sure you sign up and subscribe today.
Yeah, but bro, that spoke volumes. I made some notes on some things because of it on when we meet on our weekly meetings of how key some of this data is to share and ways that we need to share it. So dope. Thank you for that. I'll round it out with some of the legalities of it all, right? As employees, you should know that basically all employers are subject to these rules. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Except governmental agencies,
Which is crazy to me.
It was funny because I was just talking to somebody who was like, oh yeah, I love how they exclude government agencies, but sometimes they include them too. They do it, how can I say, as convenience, right? Recently, and it was like, oh, but only government agencies did it. So it was like, wait a minute, that's not really for all employees. So anywho, yeah. So anywho, it's all employers in New York, and basically the permitted deductions that are allowable are okay by law without any further legal requirements are the mandatory deductions like taxes. Basically all they're allowed to out of your paycheck without permission. Okay. Now everything else, mandatory would also include garnishments. If you have a garnishment, because that's law, include child support, tax levies, and creditor garnishments. Mandatory, of course, but then the rest are employee authorized deductions, meaning you have to give permission, okay? As an employee, everything else you have to give permission, okay? And it must be in writing and it must be kept on file by the employer. If you go back to them a year or two later and say, hey, I don't remember approving this. Do you have the proof? They got to supply it, because if not, then it's an illegal deduction and you might have a case for something there. Okay. And that includes insurance premiums, pensions, health benefits, charitable contributions, bond purchases, meeting dues and assessments, other similar payments for employee and benefits. You might say, oh, I don't sign off on that, Brian. You do when you do open enrollment. Okay.
Good call out.
You are giving written, and that's why your HR department is, no, you got to go through open enrollment. And that's why they're so crazy about it, because that is your written consent to deduct your paycheck for whatever those things are. Deductions with consent, legal plans, charity related things, transit benefits, which is usually along with open enrollment, maybe part of that, a gym membership that maybe your company is involved with. On-site purchases. Some folks, like, they have a cafeteria that you can use, or maybe some gift shops or pharmacy. I had come across a business recently that had a snack shop area, and they let the employees rack up a bill that would come out of their check, right? So some things like that, you have to give written approval for it in New York. Okay. It's not just you can do that. It's written approval, and your employer has to keep that on file. So anywho, sorry, more education and childcare costs. Okay. Usually, again, that's most likely connected to open enrollment, but if something is separate, housing provided by not-for-profit hospitals. Interesting. Yeah. I get that. Okay. And then something that is not folks don't realize it's a deduction is recovering overpayment. Right? Wow. Let's say your company overpaid you by accident, and you're a good employee, you like your company, right? You're going to give it back. But this has to be approved in writing. Okay. They can't just say, hey, we're taking it back on the next check. First of all, you can't let anybody's pay drop below a minimum wage. Okay. Actually, it spells it out here, cannot exceed 12.5% of gross wages per pay period, or reduce wages below minimum wage.
That's good for employees to know. Yep.
Yes. So please believe that if they deducted money from your paycheck, guess what? They just gave you an interest-free loan. And you can, in fact, say, hey, can you take it back over the next 5 pay periods?
Yeah.
Whatever may be the case, okay? Because they need your written approval in New York State to take it back, okay? Now, the other side of that is the employer can recover for errors made in the last 8 weeks within 6 years. If they forget or they didn't catch it, they could still come back to you and say, hey, we forgot it. So just keep that in mind. There's some laws that might help the employer, but they still need your written approval.
Yep.
And it says employers must notify the employees with clear details before deductions begin, meaning how much, when, how long, all the dates, all the totals, all the math, okay? And then the last one was recovering wage advances, or section rather, for allowed deductions, recovering wage advances. So like a pre-agreed written in terms required, frequency, amount are limited and documented, and authorization must include repayment terms and cannot be revoked. Meaning if your company is in the business of giving advance, again, the recovery of it is, the payback of it is a deduction. You have to give written approval for that. You had said something, it looked like you had something that you thought about while I was talking.
Yeah,
what was it?
Yeah, so like Google, and I did like a search to see if there's any situations. I know we're talking about New York specifically, but
yes,
I wanted to see if there were any states that said anything about oral contracts between employers and employees. And there's some stuff out there, and it might be there might be something for us to look into,
about that,
right? Because
yes, let's do a show. Yeah,
because it says that verbal contracts are allowed between employers and employees. Yes. And are legally binding.
That is.
Yeah, it said in all states. It says employers can technically, that's the key, can technically have verbal contracts with employees in all states, as verbal contracts are generally considered legally binding, although it's highly recommended to have written agreements, especially for significant employment terms.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna trump that for sure. But it's interesting. We should circle back to that.
Yeah.
So now those are the allowable deductions. Again, must have it in writing in New York State.
Yep.
But now there are penalties for the employers. They can rack up civil penalties, $500 per wage violation, reasonable attorney fees, liquidated damages for willful violations. They say for 25% of owed wages. I don't even know what that means, but go ahead and look it up. Claims must be filed within 6 years of violation. Okay. So again, that 6-year part of it. And then criminal penalties, a misdemeanor with $500 to $20,000 fines, up to 1 year, or up to 1 year in jail. Subsequent offenses within 6 years, again, there goes the 6-year mark. Felony with the same fines and longer jail time. Look, it's all going to depend on how egregious and how malicious these things are. Like, don't think you're going to go out there, I'm putting this, mommy, go to jail, fool. No, that may not happen. They're just saying the law does address it. The key takeaways for employees, okay, understand what deductions are allowed and ensure any any voluntary deductions are authorized in writing.
Yep.
That's the key takeaway. Employers must provide clear and timely notice for overpayment or advanced recovery, right? Be aware of protections against prohibited deductions such as medical exam costs, repayment for employer losses. We talked about that, I think, before. Yes, there was something with the employer losses that we talked about. Again, and basically, if you drop a machine of theirs and they're like, we're going to take it back out of your check. It says not allowed. Hey, I know the law may have some gray areas, so you got to look into it. The information you have, you can easily come back and say, wait a minute, is that legal?
Yep.
And then the burden of proof is on them. They have to say, yes, it is, or no, it isn't. And then you've already put them on alert because they're like, whoa, wait a minute. This person that said asked if it's legal. Is it? Guaranteed they're going to go back to HR and is this legal? And then the last one is know your rights and seek legal recourse and penalties employers may face for violations if they violate.
Yep.
Okay. Definitely some good stuff out there for New Yorkers. My hometown. And as we continue on this journey, man, we're going to get some more information out to folks for these type of things and empower you guys. And as we go into the holiday season, some of these small employers might be a little shady and do silly things like, oh, wait, I can't afford to pay everybody at overtime.
Or there might be a new business owner out there that doesn't know everything. They're still trying to figure stuff out.
Good call out.
And
Good
it may not be intentional. It may
out.
not be, it may be unintentional rather. And they may make a mistake. It happens.
Yeah.
And usually that's how it always goes, right? At the worst times, like something happens when you need the money. And it usually feels like that when it happens to you.
Oh, for sure. Oh man, I got a classic story. This is nothing malicious, but
Yeah.
it was when I was young in the game, just started working in corporate. Christmas came.
Yep.
And I was getting a bonus. I don't think it was a big one, but it was due to be paid after Christmas.
Oh, wow.
And I asked my boss, I was like, hey, what's up with that though? I need it for Christmas. And he's like, that's what credit cards are for.
Yeah, I really told me that, you know.
And I was like, man, dang, okay. That'd be nice if I
I was
had it.
looking forward to that.
If I had good credit. Yeah, if I had good credit, that would.
This is the after holiday bonus for you.
This is, because shoot, I'm pretty sure that's probably when I filed bankruptcy back in the day. Yeah, man. It's just, hey,
happens,
go
man.
through it. It happens.
Some of you listening probably have experienced that. Somebody adjacent. I know people in my life, my family, that have done that.
Yeah, it's a long time ago, and I was young in the game.
Yeah.
You know, credit, if you don't know how to manage credit and stuff like that, it'll get to you. Anywho, what is our safe talk?
Hi, this is Stacey Harris.
And this is Terry Zipper, and we're the host of the two podcasts under the HR Huddle.
On Spilling the Tea on HR Tech, we uncover the latest trends, truths, and challenges from Sapient Insight Group's groundbreaking research and our analyst insights, serving up everything you need to know about HR tech with no sugarcoating.
And on HR, we have a problem. We tackle the toughest workplace challenges head on, offering you expert advice and actionable solutions to help HR leaders thrive in today's fast-changing world. Whether you want the scoop on tech or tools to solve people problems, we've got you covered.
Take a listen and subscribe. If you want to become part of our community, we'd love to see you.
Today,
Our safe talk question is, should these type of deductions ever be allowed without employee consent? Or does this open the door for exploitation? So should there ever be a case where the employer should be allowed to just, and let's say in the case, the employee was overpaid, grossly overpaid, and they put, instead of 80 hours, they put 800 and nobody caught it. Say somebody was severely overpaid.
Yep.
And the employer was just like, we're just take it back next time. Don't communicate with the employee. This employee is a problem employee anyway, whatever.
No.
Would that, do you think that opens the door for exploitation?
Yes. For me, in any decent payroll department, you should default to requiring signature of consent for any of these type of deductions. This is my opinion. There's another way to do it though. I talk about the handbook all the time because Walt found that stat. 70% of employees actively don't read it, actively avoid reading the employee manual. But if you signed off on it, there could have been a clause in your manual that says you are signing off to deductions in advance for overpayments in advance or anything we say is just.
Yeah.
That's written consent.
Yep.
Okay. If you get caught out there, that's a different way they can do it. But at the end of the day, I think it has to be a sign off. What do you think?
Look, I think that you hit the nail on the head. That no matter what, that there should be some type of communication, one, first of all, and two, consent. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that should be the case no matter what. Some type of signed agreement saying, hey, we at least want to let you know that this happened. And this is what you said and did. This is what we want you to know. I think that's the way to operate as a professional, if you're in the HR or payroll world, or if you're a business owner. I think that's the right way to operate. For me, I think this does open the door for both sides to be exploited.
How both sides?
So let's say the employee knows they were overpaid
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people are close. In business, I
Mhm.
could be in payroll, but the person that I'm close to was the one that got overpaid. I
Mhm.
let them know, hey, you might want to dip out because we overpaid you.
Ooh.
I know that's far fetched
Oh.
and very seldom,
Mhm.
but
Not with all the true crime examples that we
yeah,
shoot. But yeah, no, I think what I was gonna say is I think it damages trust.
yeah, it definitely
Yeah,
does.
so if you do that to your employee, if you do this to your employees, it damages the trust they have with you, with the company. And if you're paying attention to trends, you meaning employers,
Mhm.
are paying attention to trends, it's all about the employee experience nowadays.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So if your employee experience, this is part of your employee experience for sure.
Well,
Now that it just clicked, that's probably why payroll has become so much more important these days.
Yep.
Because we really impact the employee experience. Just like the article, the stats you found,
Yep.
after the second paycheck era, employees are thinking about leaving that job.
Yep.
After two paycheck eras.
Yep.
Employees are thinking about leaving. The employee experience is paramount.
Yep. Drop the mic on it. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna get a mic. You just drop it. We got to get like a image dropping on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Mic drops on the screen. Like one day, folks, when we get productions out right now, they'll wait for the holidays.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So
I agree with you, man.
yeah, man. And that's it. That's it, folks. We hope that when this drops, folks would have already eaten, had their Thanksgivings if you celebrate and all that. If not, hope you had a day off anyway. And if not, if you had to work, thanks for what you do, whatever you do that you had to work that day. We appreciate you.
Yeah, well,
And
those first responders that have to work during the holidays and take care of all the
retail, restaurants.
Yes, and
There's a lot of folks open.
Grocery stores.
Everybody's
spending their money.
Yep, that's right. Retail is big, and even if they close early, it's still it's a heartache on that family and those folks that got to get out there and do it. Shout out to you. Thanks for what you do and keeping America running.
Yep.
Till the next time, we love you.
Peace.
Peace.
Before we sign off, here are a couple quick things. Don't forget to follow It's About Payroll on LinkedIn and It's About Your Paycheck on Facebook and TikTok.
Thank you for being part of our payroll community, and thank you for being a part of this journey with us. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep going.